Tuesday Night Live. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here. We skipped last week, and man, I almost skipped this week because I feel horrible. I'm pretty sure that I have what my daughter had at the end of last weekend, but you know what? The show must go on. And even if you got to do it alone, the show must go on. So, look, we just want to hang out tonight. It's May 30th. Yeah, some of you might be squirrel hunting, some of you might be fishing, but there's not a whole lot going on. And wow, my TV just I got a TV back here and it just went white on me, and so did my face. So, anyway, not a whole lot going on. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to post the link, man. I'm posting the link to the show in the comments, and if you want to hop on here and talk, if you want an audience, if you've ever wanted to be in front of millions of people, just jump on here and join us. I may let you in, I may not. It's up to me. So there's the link. Mike could just text me for the link. Mike, bro, hit the comments. Hit the comments, Mike. PK, what's going on, my friend? Jimmy Carroll, Scott Butler. We are so glad you're here. Let me get this light a little darker because I feel like a ghost. Jimmy Carroll, thank you. Oh, I hope your daughters had a good nap. They did. I'm closing on a house tomorrow. Thank the Lord. Why in the world? I can't get this light off. Closing on a house tomorrow. And so today we did the walkthrough and they have to go with me. Robert James, what's going on? Watch from Lexington. Robert, I'm so glad you're watching from Lexington. That's actually where my closing is tomorrow, Robert. No anyone wanting to buy or sell a house, holler at me because things are slow. Nobody's wanting to sell their home right now. Oh my gosh, I can't get this light off. There we go. Now I look more like a human. But yeah, we're just hanging out tonight, guys. And if you want to join us, if you want to talk, if you want to be in front of millions of people, you just hop on here. The link is in there. Bub Tackett, what's up? Big John Bub, I've been reading your tweets about NASCAR. Not a NASCAR fan, but it seems like you are. So yeah, I hope your favorite racer is who in here likes NASCAR? Do you guys like NASCAR? Myself, I've been watching the NBA Finals. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate that, brother. Myself, I've been watching NBA Finals, and I've enjoyed that. TB Brock says hell from Somerset, Kentucky. He left off the O. That's funny. He just said hell. For Somerset, Kentucky. TB, I told my kids today, they said, Daddy, if you could move anywhere, where would it be? I said, well, inside Kentucky, I'd move to Somerset because I think it has great fishing, great hunting, great people. We're closer to our family. So yeah, I think Somerset would be my choice. They said outside of Kentucky. I said probably Tennessee because it's close to Kentucky. PK said Celtics won. They did not. PK, you've been to jiu-jitsu. You've been hitting the head too many times. They did not win. Who won? The Heat. The Heat won last night. I'm so glad. Mike says, "Are you sending the link?" Mike's obviously not watching. He's texting me right now. Are you sending the link? Mike, hit the comments, bro. You got to hit the comments. Will Wright, it's a state of mind. John, how many times have you shot your bow crossbow? Jimmy, I shot it exactly 0 times last year because we let our friend Trapper Tom buy it, or not buy it, borrow it. And but before that, I shot it quite a bit the year before, which is the first year we had it, I think. Depends. Do I got to take wife and kids? I don't know what I asked. Arkansas, buddy, Lake. Douglas, how do you say Douglas? First of all, I don't know how to say you. Help me out here, guys. How would you say? You can just type this out in like little fragments. One, I don't know how to say Douglas's last name. Sepiki. And then he said Arkansas, Lake Wachita. I don't know how to say that either. I've always wondered. When NASCAR changed the rules, I became a non-fan. I don't know the rule change. The last NASCAR event I watched was probably highlights of Dale Earnhardt at Daytona at the Daytona 500 back in like '98. Sep Icky. That's what I said. Sepiki. Yeah. Sepiki is correct. But what about the Lake Wachita? Owachita. Owachita? Wachita? Short dang memory, Scott. I'm running on fumes, brother. Remind me, Scott. I don't know what I watched or what I said. Larson, Bub said. I see. I don't know what he's talking about. Larson. Let's see. PK, I have a question for PK. PK, that TV show, The Ultimate Fighter, just came back on. It's got Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler as the coaches. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It went away for a while. It's back. I watched it last season. I can't wait to watch it. Just wondering if anybody else does. Wow, guys, we have we got the Bass Fishing Live banner up. I got to change that. Guys, we have a Tuesday Night Live original OG in the house tonight, Harry Crennel, all the way from the great state of New York. He's been catching big fish, and he's a good feller. He's invited us up there so many times, and it's just a long way. But, Harry, I'm so glad you're here, brother. We miss seeing you on here, but I love seeing those pictures. I love seeing all the fish you're catching. PK says, coming on tonight, first episode. PK, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm going to lay in the bed and watch it. There's a UFC fighter that lives in Richmond, has a training center here too. Pretty cool. I didn't know that. Okay. About where you would live, Scott. My kid said, this is a good question for everyone. If it's based on just your hunting and fishing and outdoor activities. And Josh, my brother Josh, if you're watching, will you text Mike the link from the comments? And again, we're calling this Tuesday night open mic night. Literally the link to join the show. I don't know what the channel it's on. I think ESPN Plus, if you have that. I watch it on Apple TV. I think the link to join the show, or I don't think it is, it's in the comments. And all you got to do is click on it. I'm actually going to pin it. I'm going to pin it to, shoot, I don't know where it is now. I'm going to post it again. Hold on. ESPN. There's the link. I got to let it pop up on my phone. I'm going to pin it to the top of the comments. If you want to get on, you can hop on here and talk. If you have a good internet connection. Now, don't do it if you don't. Johnny Vaughn says, Somerset is a place to live. Where would you guys live? Based on hunting and fishing, where inside your state, outside your state, where's the one place you would move if your job didn't matter, your family could come with you, or you could leave them, whatever you want to do. It's not my place to judge how terrible of a dad you are. But if you could just pick up your life and move it anywhere, where would it be? Inside Kentucky, I said Somerset. Outside of Kentucky, I said, I don't know, maybe East Tennessee, like Johnson City. It's Tennessee's a good state. No income tax, no state income tax. It's close to my mom. Joe Carter said Iowa. That's a good one. I mean, if you just focus on deer hunting, how can you beat Iowa, right? I would want to live right where I'm at. Eddie, I think that's an excellent answer, and I'm glad you have that answer. I hope more people have that answer because they're content. They're happy. Scott Butler's just laughing. I don't know. Maybe he's just so excited that at the prospect of moving, he's just giggling. Kyle Sam says Wyoming / anywhere in the Bluegrass region. So in Kentucky, anywhere in the Bluegrass region, and outside of Kentucky, Wyoming. Jimmy says Montana. Joe Carter said, I nailed it. London, Kentucky, right here, this guy says. Lake Ouachita, I still don't know how to say it, is an Indian name. Excellent fishing. Can fish all year because the lakes don't freeze. That sounds like a winner to me, Douglas. Douglas, do people duck hunt there? Arkansas is a big duck hunting state. Mike, anywhere in Kentucky you could move to, where would it be? If all things perfect, your wife was okay with it, because God knows he'd have to ask her first.
100%.
Your wife was okay with it. Your kids, you had good schools for your kids. Anywhere in the state, where would you go?
Honestly, probably around where you live, because then I'm closer to everything as far as like branching out.
Just farther away from Cincinnati. How about that? That'd be the correct answer. TB Brock has a good answer. He said anywhere around Del Hollow. There you go. That's one reason. Here's why I would go to Somerset. In Kentucky, I would go to Somerset. I would be Lake Cumberland and Del Hollow. No brainers. Pulaski County was top 5 in deer. top 5 in Turkey, excellent hunting opportunities. I'm closer to my mom and my family if I need a babysitter. That's another big thing for me. So there you go. Joe says right where he's at, Moorhead. Bobby Wester said Dry Ridge. That's up near Mike.
Yep.
Bub, if Cave Run Lake had better bass fishing, maybe Moorhead. But it's just an hour from here. I just stay here and drive it. Well, look, we have somebody take up open mic night, and it is him.
What's there up? He is. What's
I was excited for the prospects of someone coming on that's never been on, but hey.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, Scott said he would just become my neighbor. If he could go anywhere in the world, he would become my neighbor. Man, that will be torture. That will be torture. UFC fighter in Richmond is Harry the Hurricane Hunsucker. I have heard that name. I've heard the Hunsucker part. How can you forget a name like that? Anyone in here do jiu-jitsu? PK, I thought about taking classes in order to get in better shape and really just so I could put Josh in just these awesome submissions, which I can right now. They're just not polished. It's just kind of like I have to make them up. Ones that we used to use on video games.
Yeah.
Which now on the video games, he was better than me. In real life.
Listen, if you weighed 220, the same size as me, I'd whip your butt every time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, right now you're trying to put Muhammad Ali versus like Conor McGregor. Come on, dude.
Well, Muhammad Ali's dead, so Conor McGregor will win easily.
Everybody understands what I'm saying here.
James Evans says he would live in Northern Kentucky, but I got to get more land. Okay, so he just moved to a bigger place in Northern Kentucky. Bub says he would move close to Mike's family farm so he could sneak over.
I like it. Just come on over, man. Don't sneak. Just come on over.
Scott said he's moving where the food is, and he knows I eat good. Scott, today I had a Subway. It was good, though. It was really good. So, and my daughter asked which restaurant, what are the most restaurants in the world? She said McDonald's, but I told her actually it's Subway.
What's your go-to at Subway? What's your favorite?
Chicken teriyaki is what I'm on right now. It used to be oven roasted chicken, and then I went through the Philly cheesesteak phase. I'd probably go there once a week.
Yeah,
we're very similar. If I went right now, it'd be a Philly cheesesteak.
This person said you've got to have good squirrel hunting. I think most places in Kentucky, you can get your limit of squirrels if you're patient. Even in the mountains, squirrels aren't great, not like they are here, but you can get your limit. Yeah,
for sure.
Jimmy said if it didn't matter, I would live in South Central Florida and fish Okeechobee and hunt Montana. Well, you'd have to travel to Montana, Jim. So would you choose? I guess he would choose Florida and commute to Montana. It really depends. Are you more of a fisherman or a hunter? Subway is eat fresh out of the freezer. Harry, it is eat fresh out of the freezer, but the other option was eat at my home out of the freezer. So I just let somebody make it for me. There you go. And it tastes pretty good. Actually,
I think I'm also John. If I picked one spot to move in Kentucky, it would be Somerset. But I believe my stomping ground's going to be right here for a while.
So I went to Subway. And like I said, I'm not feeling good. My daughter, last 45 minutes before I got on the show, I was in there with my daughter watching SpongeBob, and she was rubbing my head. She was trying to take care of me. And but I went into Subway, and I was like, I'm just going to let these guys make me a sub. I'm going to go home and eat. I'm going to lay down on the couch before the live. And it was a new guy, and there was an Indian guy that owned it. He's the one that always makes my subs. So this new guy, I said, hey, I don't want that toasted. I just want you to heat up the chicken just to melt the cheese. I don't like it toasted. So he took the chicken, he put it in that little brown thing that they microwave, and he really slided me. And I was going to say something. He asked the owner, he's like, is this enough? I said, no, you got to give some more. And the owner just started laughing. He said, yeah, more. So I was like, man, bro, you can't. Come on now. You can't. $12? You're not going to slap me chicken, bro.
They charge enough as it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Jimmy said that his wife would be happier in Florida. I get that. It's cold in Montana. You have to pick and choose your battles. You got that right.
Yep.
Scott said probably no deer, turkey, or fish in John's freezer, so I changed my mind. My freezer right now does have fish, no deer, turkey. It has chicken patties and chicken nuggets and waffles and things that my daughters like to eat. So there you go. And Scott, I know you probably put away the pizza rolls and hot pockets too. So
hey, this weekend we ended up making some smash burgers. And instead
I like those. I make those too during the summer.
Instead of putting them in burger buns, we ended up getting those really like thin tortillas, and they're about like patty size. They're a little bit bigger than patty size. So what we did was we did the smash burgers on a Blackstone, and put the burger on top of the tortilla. Made everything like a burger, cheeseburger and everything, onions, ketchup, and mustard and stuff. And then you just wrap it up in that tortilla and eat it that way. It was actually
awesome. Quesadilla burger. You made a quesadilla burger.
It was awesome.
Actually on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Man, TikTok's the best place. The best place to get your recipes from.
It is, dude.
Absolutely best place.
The shrimp I made today was from a TikTok video.
Dang.
Yep.
That's TikTok good stuff. Dude. We did a cookie bracket over the Memorial Day weekend. It was fun.
Yeah.
Speaking
of, I
saw that. You said the best cookies are from Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn Station.
It was crazy.
Hey, Penn Station is much better than Subway too, and they make your fries right in front of you.
Those fries.
They have a bin of potatoes, and you order online, and they're like, "Oh, you got to wait on your fries." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, those fries are ridiculous good.
Never been to Penn Station.
It's good, man. It's good.
I honestly don't think I've ever even seen one before.
Josh, you would love it. I know you would love it.
I bet.
If you're ever in Prestonsburg, you got to hit up Dairy Cheers Smash Burgers. If you're ever in Harlan County, you got to hit up Dairy Hut Footlong Hot Dogs. Am I right, Mike? Look at Mike. He's excited. If you come to Bear Camp this fall, that's what we eat at Bear Camp.
Hey, man, I like the burgers at Dairy Hut.
The what?
I like the burgers at Dairy Hut, too.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Their chili looks like I took a big diarrhea crap out in the woods is what it looks like. It looks disgusting.
But what does it taste like, Mike?
It's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I can't get over it.
It was phenomenal. It really was.
Hey, so the lines are open. This is one line. If you want to come on, talk with us, instead of typing in the comments, the link to the stream is right there in the comments. You can come on. If your internet's good, you could try it out. Harry says fast food with Eastern Outdoors. I went in on Bear Camp. Harry, come on down, brother. We got you. We'll take care of you. It'll be fun. We can't promise you a bear, but we can promise you a good time. How about that?
We can promise most likely bear sign. That's for sure. We've been in on it.
So Scott Butler said that his wife actually counts how much they're putting on her Subway sandwich, and it embarrasses him. He said the last time the lady told her, "You get no more," and his wife said, "The heck I don't." So there you go. Cole Warden, another New Yorker that we love on here, says, "I'm eating jambalaya right now, but smash burgers are up next this week after I finish all the jambalaya." So
that sounds awesome.
Ben Moore says he's got bears on his place. Whereabouts are you, Ben? I know you're obviously east of I-75. I talked to a guy last week that had a monster bear near his cabin in Moorhead. Near Mike, do you remember when we trying to hunt Judy Lane Road?
Yeah,
is up there near there. Had a monster bear on his property. So, hey, let's stick with the outdoors for a minute. I had we didn't get to go live last week, but I had a story that I wanted to bring up, and I saw it on Meat Eater, and I'm pulling it up here again. Did you guys see where? Oh, is this the right one? Where a family was busted for poaching. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Like a family was. And they had been poaching elk for years and years. They gunned down at least 6 elk in Idaho while speeding past the herd in a pickup truck. So have you guys ever seen the videos of elk out west where hundreds of them will just run in a herd? They'll jump the fences, jump the roads. Like there's one horrible video out there where an elk jumps, he gets caught, and he breaks his neck. That's probably the most popular one. So these guys were letting them do it and just shooting down these elk.
Wow.
shooting down these elk.
Not surprised.
Bub says, guys, it sucks, so I'm probably not going to hunt that much this year or even hunt at all with work, and I'm going to focus a little more on jiu-jitsu. It's going to be hard. PK, here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on work. I want you to focus on jiu-jitsu. I want you to come to one of our camps, and me and you are going to grapple. We're going to grapple. I'll lose some weight and try to get to your – I'll cut weight for it. Me and you'll grapple, and we'll see how hard. Now, if I beat you, PK, you have to quit jiu-jitsu, focus on hunting. If you beat me, I have to quit hunting, focus on jiu-jitsu. I think that's fair. We'll film it.
Hey, I like it.
We'll film it. I'll even buy me a gi. If you don't know what a gi is, it's like the robe thing they wear. So there you go. 3 rounds, 5 minutes.
Dude, this is turning from Eastern Outdoors Media to Cobra Kai, dude. Like this is
one of Josh's friends. He was going to come to Turkey Camp. And I said, hey, he's talking about boxing. I said, bro, bring boxing gloves and me and you'll box. Like I'm just itching for a fight, I guess. I don't know.
You are, dude.
But me and PK it'll be friendly. It'll be a friendly roll of jiu-jitsu out there. Scott Butler said fawns are everywhere. You see any fawns, guys?
Yeah, we're seeing fawns hitting the ground heavily down in Oak Darrens right now. Yeah. Saw buck the other day too. I drove right past it. It was bedded down literally right next to a creek and some long grass. I drove right by it on the track while I was sitting on the tractor.
Whoa! Did you run over any?
No. I was actually kind of on a logging road that's just above the creek. The creek logging road's here. The creek is kind of like down this way, and he was literally bedded right on the edge of it, right on the edge of the water in some tall grass. He already had his main beam and a fork starting to grow. So pretty good stuff.
I saw a doe out in a field near my house the other day acting weird as heck, and I'm guessing it had a fawn nearby.
Probably, yeah.
So, let's see. We have some more. Ben lives in Knott County, has 750-acre lease in Breathitt near South Fork. Yeah, Breathitt has both of those places have bears.
A lot of acres.
Cole says he witnessed 2 separate poaching events in the last 5 days. Turkey hunting. Apparently, wow. I've been a magnet for stupidity this season. Hey, so Kentucky had a poaching case that kind of blew up a little bit. It was the podcast host. Michael, what's the name of this podcast? Whitetail something.
You had to ask me that. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Caught poaching. Hold on. So Kevin Ackham, and if you're watching Kevin, sorry, not sorry. Kevin Ackham is the podcast host of, drum roll, I'm looking. Hold on, it's right here. Mission Whitetail Podcast. So if you watch the Mission Whitetail Podcast, it may have a new co-host soon. But Kevin Ackham was the podcast host of Mission Whitetail. He drove from South Carolina to Kentucky. He sneaked onto some private land. He killed 2 turkeys without a license, without a tag, without anything. His shotgun was not plugged, and that brother got caught.
Shame.
He got caught.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I'm glad you did.
Me too.
You don't come to our state that has much better turkey hunting than South Carolina, sneak onto someone's property that they've worked really hard to maintain, and then illegally kill 2 of that person's turkeys. You don't do it.
Poacher.
Yep. So, yep. Everything done wrong in that case.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie says, Josh, can John really fight? Eddie, I've never been in a real fight. I never wanted to fight as a kid, and then I realized at some point, oh, you're just so much bigger than all your classmates. They won't fight you. So I never really had the opportunity to fight. But we boxed a lot when I was in high school. Like football team, we boxed all the time, and I never lost. I went actually Easter service one time. I went with a big bruise above my eye. And
I think Eddie, what we need to do is simply find someone John's size and let him go at it.
Hey, listen, there are. I'm telling you, there are very few people my size.
I'm not saying find a 51-year-old that is can't fight where like someone that is equally level with you, as in because you still even if you might be a big boy in 36, but you still have some hand-eye coordination. You have,
I have ability, bro.
You have athletic ability.
The people that I know
that is John's weight, John's size, has some athletic ability because I want to see him get his knocked out.
The person Scott says sumo wrestle. I can do that too, man.
I would pay to do that, but you got to wear the diaper.
The people that I know, I'm not just saying this. The people I know that are my age and my size don't stand a chance. They just can't get around like I can.
I just have to see it because it's been all talk. I've never seen it.
Listen, I know.
I want to see.
I know it's all talk because I don't have a challenger. It's all talk. Okay.
Can someone find us? What's the next camp? Is it deer camp?
Deer camp, yeah, in the fall, probably early October.
A 6'2", 300-pound, not athletic, but has a little good bit of hand-eye coordination.
You can say athletic.
And well, I'm not going to call you athletic. I'm going to say he's got some good hand-eye coordination. I want to see something happen.
Yeah, listen, I'm just telling you, bro.
Hey, honestly, here's the thing.
If you find somebody, he better bring it.
I would do it, but you're just so much bigger than I am. Ain't nothing I can do with you. Like I feel like if I don't know.
PK says, John, I promise you all need to go is to a jiu-jitsu gym and just show up. You'll thank me later. PK, I actually talked to a guy that runs one in Louisville, and I was like, man, I've always wanted to do this. It's just expensive, and it's a far drive for me every week.
Yeah.
Scott Butler's 19-year-old makes me look little. I mean, he's legal, Scott.
Hey, legal. I just thought of it. We have the bass fishing competition, and then his 19-year-old whips your butt.
I'm not saying I would win. I'm just saying I'm up for it.
You've been looking for a fight for a while. What's going on with you, dude?
Yeah, dude.
What's going on with you, dude?
A lot, man.
Listen, Jimmy Carroll is fired up, son. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh. Mike, what do you think about a guy traveling from South Carolina to Kentucky to poach 2 turkeys?
Dude,
like you said, Mike.
No, like you said, I mean, everything was done wrong in that case. Just, I mean, from start to finish, there's nothing that guy did right. So, I mean, you know, I'll be interested to see. I don't know if those punishments have been handed down yet, but they should be pretty severe, and he should have to pay. You know, he should have to pay quite handsomely for those turkeys that he killed. He shot both in the same day. You know, not plugged, no license, not where he should be. I mean, everything was freaking done wrong, dude. The hammer should drop for sure.
All right, Josh just texted me, said he had to go. So, okay, whatever, bro. So anyway. So here's what it says. So the landowner apparently called and said there was somebody trespassing. And then the conservation officer witnessed Kevin Ackham coming out of a wooded area, dressed in camo, carrying turkey hunting equipment. The officers checked for a hunting license and spring turkey permit. He did not have. They also discovered that he had allegedly entered the property without permission, had apparently illegally harvested 2 turkeys. Additionally, the shotgun he was carrying was capable of holding more than 3 shells, which is illegal. They said he had the grand slam of violations.
I would say so.
Kyle says, I bet he gets banned for a few years. I just don't think he should be allowed back. I don't think he should be allowed back to Kentucky.
I mean, I think somebody that goes that far to you, I mean, you have to physically try to do all of that incorrectly. Like,
yep.
And it's going to happen again if he does return, more than likely, because he just going. I mean, it's clear he's not trying.
Here's the thing: if a person goes out, let's just take me for example. Let's say I go out to some nearby public land. Or let's just say I go across the road to my neighbor's house. He owns like 50 acres. Turkeys are over there. Let's just say I go out there and kill one. And I bring it back across the road. That should be punished pretty severely. that I have the audacity to go to someone's private land and hunt it illegally. But to drive from South Carolina and do it is a whole nother level of idiocy.
Yeah.
So Kevin Ackham, you, my friend, should not be back to Kentucky. That's my first.
Yeah.
And no one should be listening to this guy on his podcast.
Well,
if he's still hosting his podcast, come on. What kind of credibility do you have? Do you think this is the first time he's done it?
No.
First time he's got caught.
More than likely, he doesn't do it just with turkeys. Caught. He's probably doing that with everything that he's hunting. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
That's tough.
There are people out there that say, it's your God-given right to hunt. And I believe that's true, but it's not your God-given right to own somebody's land. Right?
Right.
It's not your God-given right to hunt on someone else's land, even if it's state-owned.
Yeah.
So you better own 6 acres or more if you want to use that God-given right in Kentucky.
I love what Kyle says down there. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Plus, if he gets his license revoked in Kentucky, be reciprocal, he would be banned in many other states. I didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
That's great. So if Kentucky took his license and banned him, several other states would too. Yeah, that's great. That makes me happy.
That is good. We need harsher punishments for this crap, man.
But look, maybe he'll say, I'll just keep hunting without it.
And he probably would, but and then again, that's when you just start. If that's caught one more time, everything's gone. His truck, his freaking 4-wheeler, his everything, dude, it's gone.
I'm trying to see. I guess the punishment, it just happened, obviously, not too long ago, so the punishment has not been dealt out yet, but I hope it's severe.
Yeah, I don't think it has. I think what I like about our department and the conservation officers is we're starting to see those posts on Facebook, and they kind of communicate to those stories and things that which I like, because we're seeing the work being done, and they're out there in the trenches, and we know they are, but now we're seeing those stories coming in. It's like, all right, way to go, way to get that guy.
Yeah, Eddie's with you. Take his gun, truck, hunting rights, fine him in jail time.
Going.
I think their fines need to be more.
Yep.
Because you can hurt somebody by taking their hunting license. You can hurt somebody by taking their gun. But, man, if you give them a hefty fine, you can really set them back.
Oh, I'm telling you
I don't want to ruin someone's life because of it.
Sure.
But somebody needs to be made an example of.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Well, I mean, there's one thing. The rest of that stuff's one thing, but he harvested 2 turkeys illegally. And the birds were right there. They collected the birds. So that dude should have to pay a serious, not $100 a turkey. It should be like $2,000 a turkey or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. You're taking from what you shouldn't be taken from because you're not legal.
Jimmy says, hope his punishment is much more severe. Sorry, I got a text, got my distraction. I hope his punishment is much more severe than people who cheated a walleye tournament. And then Douglas said he should stay away from all outdoor activities because he is dishonest. Yeah, Eddie, he did know exactly what he's doing. He knew exactly what he's doing. He's a grown man. He's 30. What is he, 30 years old?
Yep.
30 years old. And, maybe when he's 40, he will mature a little and learn how to do things the right way, but probably not.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't blatantly ignore. I mean, that's every freaking rule. He broke every daggone one of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't. He had no cares in the world, man.
Nope.
No cares. None of it was by accident. James said, "You're exactly right." Yeah, and Jimmy's reminding me that pain hurts. Jimmy, I actually don't like pain, but I like a little challenge sometimes. So me and PK are going to roll. We're going to roll. We're going to grapple. Hunting season on the line. We'll see how it goes. Mike, who do you think wins that?
Who wins out of it?
Me and PK.
I'm going with PK just because of his skill.
Okay.
I have an idea. PK is sneaky quick, and because of the skill and because of the long time, because he's been doing this for a long time.
He's more skilled than me. He's more skilled than me.
He's probably going to get you.
He might. Hey, and I'm okay with that. I will tap before he breaks my arm.
Sure. Yeah, anybody would.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's not trying, Mike. It's like turkey season. I should have shot, but I didn't shoot. So I'm not trying. If I didn't try, it'd be worse than trying and losing. So everybody's with PK. Dwayne, Scott. Scott, I hope you guys are there to watch. If you guys want in, let's go. Right? Keith and anybody said, if not mistaken, it should be a federal crime being it was a bird. Actually, Kyle already answered that and said turkeys are not federal. They're not migratory. So the reason, turkeys don't fly south for the winter like birds do. So, there's a lot of you said that, though, or some of you said that. So that was a great point. Thanks for clearing that up, Kyle. So, that's a crazy story, man. It's he's not a Kentuckian, so I'm glad it wasn't a Kentuckian that did it. Hopefully we have more sense than that, even though we did have the guy that called Field and Stream after shooting the fenced-in buck a couple years ago.
That was a bizarre
that guy was a nut. So, I don't know, but Mike, you been squirrel hunting any?
No, I haven't. I've not gone squirrel hunting. I've been actually really focused on food plots. We're really hardcore jumping into work down at my uncle's.
Yeah.
Last 2 weekends in a row, I've done some. I spoke to a biologist. I was really careful about this because I've been, I'll be the first to say I've been a big proponent of like no mow May. Try not to mow or bush hog. Hardcore like cutting grass or cutting things during nesting season or fawning season. I spoke to a biologist, one of the private land biologists for Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, and got his thoughts on, am I okay to work on my current food plots as far as like, am I okay to like manicure them, mow that clover to make sure weeds don't overtake? And he informed me that he didn't think it was a problem to do something like that, that more than likely turkeys wouldn't be nesting right in the middle of those type of fields. So we did a thorough check before we went out. I know I've been a big proponent of the no mow May. I will admit I have mowed, but just our food plots, not outside of the food plots or bush hogging in the sense of really thick, nasty stuff where a turkey might be or a fawn. And we were careful. We walked through our fields to make sure we drove through with a side-by-side to make sure we weren't going to be disturbing any type of fawning or anything like that. But we took care of some business, got some things mowed up. We got a few areas tilled that was already short. We didn't have to bush hog or anything. We just tilled it up to prepare. And this Friday, I'm hooking up with Antler Builder, and we're going to put some stuff out for the deer.
Nice.
This past weekend, we planted corn and some soybeans, and we're cranking it up, man. It's work time now.
Absolutely. I've seen other people doing that, and like Jimmy Carroll said, it's hard to imagine less than 3 months, or I guess right at 3 months until bow hunting starts. Yeah. Velvet starts on the 2nd or 3rd of September this year, so that's exciting. Going to be crazy hot.
Yeah.
Be good. Kyle Sam said if that hunter would have crossed state lines with the turkey, it would have become federal, as he would have crossed the Lacey Act, which is prohibits you from crossing state lines with game. What I started that conversation with, let's continue on this. Kyle said, mow or not to mow. In terms, allowing young to grow is good. However, research shows that allowing your clover fields to grow is just as beneficial as keeping it cut.
Good to know.
There you
go. I won't mow anymore.
Kyle is probably, when it comes to deer, the smartest man in the room right now.
Absolutely.
9/2/2023, Jimmy. I'm counting it down too, brother.
That's early.
We need to go start shooting our bows. But when I started the poaching conversation was these guys out in was it Montana or Wyoming? Let me look right here. These guys in Idaho. I'm sorry, Idaho. Now I just want to compare this to the turkey guys. Okay, so listen to this story. Donald Curtis, his son Travis, and his grandson Eben, E-B-E-N, Eben. 74, 47, 22. They were all three convicted for a total of 10 felonies and 8 misdemeanors, including unlawful killing, possessing or wasting wildlife, and hunting game animals from a motorized vehicle. All right, so they were letting these elk run across the road. They were sitting in their trucks, just mowing them down. They will each pay $7,300 in fines, have their hunting and trapping licenses suspended for 10 years, and serve 100 hours of community service. What do you think about that? 10 years suspended. That 74-year-old probably is done. Chances are he won't make it 10 more years, right?
Probably.
So he's probably done hunting. But if you're going to shoot out of a truck, you probably shoot out of anything. So
more than likely.
They were killing elk out of the truck. He's 74 and been doing this. Do you think he's not been doing this for decades?
Right.
He's been doing that for decades. His son is doing it with him, who is 47. His son is 22. So it's 3 generations of poachers. They've no doubt killed hundreds of elk.
Probably.
Hundreds of elk every year. Hundreds of elk over the years as they gather up in herds and run and migrate. They're shooting them out of their trucks. $7,300 in fines each. 10 years, lost licenses, hunting and trapping licenses, and what was the other thing? And 100 hours of community service. That's 74 years. That's going to be a long 100 hours. It's going to be a long 100 hours. Now, the grandson is 22. So when he turns 32, he's good. He can start hunting again.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's this. I know I get where we have to stop and think, okay, do we crush these people bad enough to where financially they never recover for the rest of their lives?
I don't think that.
I struggle with that, but
I don't think that.
But in this particular case, when you say they're banned, they don't care.
Well, Kyle brings up a point. If Idaho suspended them for 10 years, they're also probably suspended in many, many states for 10 years. So
they are. But in the chances, I mean, if they've been doing this for a long time, they probably don't care if they're banned. They're probably just going to do it. So in this particular case, I'd crush these people's souls.
$7,300 is a lot of money.
It is a lot, but I'd
go
for more than that.
That's $21,900 between the 3 of them. Dwayne says one hell of a role model. So that grandpa has taught his son, just like Bub said. I'm betting he taught the whole family. So the grandpa taught his son. It's a family business. Hard to tell how many times they've done it. Suspended for 10 years because they probably own an elk jerky business. Well, business is good for them. 20,000 fine for 20 years. Grandfather teaching, father teaching grandson to be poachers. Absolutely, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. But now it also said, including unlawful killing, possessing, or wasting. So they didn't necessarily even eat these elk.
No, they're shooting to kill. That's it.
It's not crazy.
Even. It is insane, and that's exactly why. Like I said, I'm typically not on the side of take everything these people have to where they have nothing. They can't even have a house. But in this particular case, I think that's warranted. This
is where you compare it to the guy from South Carolina that had the turkeys. We should not ruin his life. We should just ruin his hunting life.
Yeah. We
should not ruin his personal life, his job, his family. Like over 2 turkeys, no, we shouldn't. And I know it's bigger than just 2 turkeys. However, his hunting privileges should be ruined for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
His credibility on his podcast should be gone. No one should be listening to him. But he should get a second chance eventually, and he should be able to make money and take care of his family and whatever. He's probably already embarrassed enough to, if he's married, could you imagine, Mike, your wife finding out about this?
No, that'd be awful.
Oh gosh.
That'd be awful. But it's weird, man. It's weird. The hunting is such there's an honor system still about it. It's kind of weird to talk about when you talk about the honor system and how you're expected to treat the game and treat others.
Yeah.
The honor system still exists, albeit people follow it very poorly nowadays, I think. But in this elk case where they've killed probably hundreds and they've been doing it for a long time and they just do it to kill, you got to crush these people. You have to find them until they literally can't afford the McDonald's down the street, because that's beyond poaching. That's just taking things.
That's an expensive resource too. One elk isn't expensive, right?
Exactly right, man. Exactly right. It's just,
as far as the two turkey poacher, the poacher of two turkeys, Kyle says you can only hope that he feels remorse for what he did. And that's right. Hopefully we crush his hunting privileges 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. He learns from it and he never lets that happen again. Right? He's just 30.
Yeah. I hope, and maybe it's we don't know. It's hard to speculate. Maybe he's never had.
I think you can make an argument for the 74-year-old and 47-year-old. They're done. They should be done. The 22-year-old, you can make an argument like, man, he's maybe give him a second chance because it's a learned behavior. It's what he grew up knowing, right? Mm-hmm. When your dad and your granddad, probably the two guys you look up to, are doing it. So maybe he can be rehabilitated and he doesn't teach a fourth.
That's fair.
A fourth generation. But I think the 74 and 47-year-olds should be done.
Yeah.
I think the 74-year-old, he is done. 10 years, he's done.
I just worry because Kyle kind of hit it with like the feeling of remorse. I worry that people nowadays, like, man, I would feel if let's just throw a scenario out there. This has never happened to me, but I don't know what would happen if let's say I just shot at a turkey and it happened to be a hen, and I went up there thinking I just bagged this big gobbler. I'm all fired up, and it was a hen. Dude, I would be freaking devastated. I would be sick that I had made that kind of mistake. I would be beside myself.
Well, I mean, let's just say that you shoot a gobbler and a stray hits a hen accidentally.
I'd feel
which happens.
Totally, yeah. Oh, I'm sure it could happen if you're not careful. That's why
it happens. Sure. People probably don't report it, but I guarantee you it happens.
Sure. Yeah. But just the remorse thing, I worry that the people that are doing all the very blatant ignoring of the rules, I have a funny feeling they don't feel that remorse. I can't answer that, but that's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, maybe. Dwayne says he is old enough to make his own choices, decisions, but he chose to participate in the poaching. I agree with that too, Dwayne. So I think he should be punished harshly. 10 years, I think he deserves the 10 years. But maybe after that 10, then maybe he'll do better. I don't know. Doug says don't let him fish either because he's going to take more than he's supposed to at once. Your dishonesty will always be dishonest. I absolutely agree. He should be allowed to participate in any outdoor activities. I think you're right. And, the things you do, these guys were doing this in secret. The things you do in secret are what your true character is.
No, certainly.
Right? The person you are when you're alone, that's the person you are. Mm-hmm. And those guys were dirtbags. So Kyle says, when are we going to have a kids outdoor day weekend?
I love that question.
Whenever you want, Kyle.
Let's get to planning that. We'll put some heads together and we'll see if we can.
Good night, Joe. Have a good night, buddy.
Night, Joe.
Yeah, we're going to do a squirrel hunting tournament in August. We're going to do a now we did a kids take a kid fishing event 2 years ago.
2 summers ago.
Last year.
Yeah, it was 2 summers ago. I remember when you did that. 2
summers ago. Yeah, and just not been able to plan that again. That's something that's on my radar that I definitely want to do again. So yeah, man, it's just time. Time is the thing. So it'd be hard to do a kids outdoor weekend deer hunting. That's time that dads kind of like their time. So fishing is the easiest way to do it. But we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
People nowadays have no fear or feel remorse about these things because there is no punishment on the grand scheme of everything. Police first responders are not respected the way most of them. Hey, listen, this is exactly right. And I've told parents this a million times. I don't care if you have the best kid in the world. Like, my kids are really good. My oldest daughter is one of the most kind, precious human beings in the world. But if you let her have her way, she doesn't stay that way. If she has no consequences, She won't stay that way. The best kid in the world, the best person in the world, you give them an inch, you give them no consequences, they take advantage of it, unfortunately. You would do it, I would do it if we had no consequences. And so these guys probably felt like they had no consequences and they could get away with it. And thankfully they were caught.
Yeah.
Kyle says camping weekend. Doesn't have to be fishing or hunting. Camping weekend, then we probably need to wait till it's like, what's a good camping weekend? Like sometime in like October. Where it cools
if you like the cooler weather.
Yeah. Let's do it, Kyle. Kyle, listen, you're now in charge of the Kids Outdoor Day with Eastern Outdoors. You get on it, bro.
Yeah, we can. I'll tell you what, we could just do, something we could do if we felt that like a day of all coming to one place couldn't happen. Maybe we could do some designated days throughout the summer to where we all just share pictures.
I'll do it in one place. We got to do it in one place.
I agree. We need to do some of those for sure.
Any more first week of December. Scott, that works. That's my birthday. Scott's wanting to come celebrate my birthday with me.
Nice.
Yeah, I think camping, man, there's so many good places that's not that far of a drive to go camping.
Yeah, for sure. There are.
All right, Kyle's in charge of it. Kyle said he's on it. He's got it. And that'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
It definitely will. I've been wanting to do something like that, and we just got to find time to pick a day where we can all meet up at a place, maybe in Central Kentucky or just wherever. And to be honest with you, it's a good opportunity specifically for my kids, where they've seen the Lexington area, and we've driven through different places, but you actually get to go and spend time at a different place in the state, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Speaking of different places in the state, and we'll wrap up with this, seeing more and more armadillos.
Really?
More and more armadillos. There was one dead in Lexington today. I saw on Facebook.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky, I'm seeing more and more out there. These things are a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to be here. They're not native to Kentucky. I mean, I don't think so. Scott, I think the gorge would be perfect for that. We need to get rid of these armadillos, Kyle. You're the biologist. We need to get rid of the armadillos. They're destroying people's yards. They're so big. They're not like a mole. They're so big, and they dig in your yard. They can uproot like your sidewalk.
Yeah.
They can cause foundation issues. We need to get rid of them. Jimmy Carroll says, have a great week, everyone. See you all Thursday. I'll be there, Jimmy, probably. More than likely. Armored possum. Yeah, they're worse than possums because they burrow into the ground and just destroy stuff. So we need to get rid of the armadillos.
I've not seen any in Grant County yet.
They've not made it up your way yet. They're on their way, though.
Yeah, I'll watch for them. That's nasty.
Yeah. So anybody else seeing them? I guess not. Oh, Dwayne says we have them all over here in Hanson. Yeah, Western Kentucky's pretty bad. Now they're getting to Central Kentucky, it looks like. Yes, armadillos are moving north. Climate change, man, they can carry leprosy.
Oh, great. That's what we need.
So, yeah, the climate, I don't want to get political, but it does seem that it is changing some. And armadillos are making their way up north.
There's something to that. This is a whole different topic, but there's something to the climate change stuff because we have more ticks than we ever had, man. I never worried about having a tick when I was a kid. Now, like, you can be out there for 20 seconds and you're screwed.
Here's my take on climate change. I do think it's real. I don't think we should stop driving our SUVs and shutting down coal mines and doing all those things to stop it. Long term, there needs to be something, but that's not helping anything, especially when countries like China are just blowing the ozone layer open with all their pollution. So
yeah, anyway, I'm with you there.
Climate change, real. Long-term plans need to be in place, but right now we just, we need to improve the economy before we worry about the sun, I guess.
Yeah.
I've seen them in Warren and Barron County, and I'm not an expert. I'm just speculating. Ticks are horrible. Yes, they are. I suggest to use permethrin. If you're mowing, if you are putting out minerals that I've been doing, all that, permethrin. You need to use permethrin.
Yep.
So anyway, well, Mike, I'm so glad you made it on here, man. And
good to see you, buddy.
We got to talk poaching and fighting and moving and armadillos. And so it's been a good night, and we appreciate everybody that's watched. So it looks like we're going to have a squirrel hunting tournament in August. We're going to do some kind of deer camp, public land deer camp in early October, bear camp the third weekend of October, another deer camp during rifle season, another bear camp during December, and sometime in there, we're going to take kids camping. So it's going to be a busy fall. So we appreciate you, your support. Ask any climate change is happening. Ask any waterfowl hunter that's been hunting over 20 years. Oh, no doubt. If anyone can recognize the difference in the climate, it should be people like us that are outdoors all the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate your support, and we'll see you. We'll see you Thursday if you're a bass fisherman. Get on Bass Fishing Live. If not, next Tuesday. We probably won't just go every single Tuesday night live during the summer because summers are busy. We both have softball. And my girls have softball. Mike's kids have baseball.
Yep.
You guys have things going on. We're going on vacation. We're doing this and that. So it probably won't be every Tuesday and Thursday, but we try to make it just about every Tuesday and Thursday. So, but we do appreciate you. Thanks for watching, Mike. Thanks for being here. Mike, did you win tonight, by the way?
Yeah, we lost 5-4.
Ooh, man.
We were undefeated up until then, so I'm a little.
We're 5-1, and we play the best team. The first game of the year we lost because we played like crap. We looked like we never touched softball. Then I just came to practice, like a Bobby Knight in there with these 10-year-old girls, and we've won 5 in a row. We're 5-1, but we play the best team in the league on Thursday.
Good luck.
We'll see how it goes.
Get after it.
So 5-2 ain't bad, but anyway. All right, we appreciate you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you.